stretch, the home stretch of the afternoon sports cruise. 2 minutes gone past 4. Yes, it is your radio diva, Eva B. My name, Adam Baba Suleiman in the house as always. And yes, the players are gradually making the return back to their club sides. Yes, of course, we know there's no international game, Adam, any other international game today. I think it's safe to say that ended yesterday. So a majority of them, ended yesterday.
International break ended yesterday when we knew everybody was going to the World Cup.
That was going to the World Cup.
If you are still playing football today, you're not a serious nation. Allow your boys relax.
The international,
allow them travel back. And let them recoup ahead because some of them start playing on Friday.
True. So international window of match has come to an end. These players are gradually making a return back to their club sides. Okay, that's
I'll manage that.
But yes, they are gradually returning back to their club side because action continues on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Next week's in Champions League. But anyways, not the Champions League we won't talk. The fact is that these players are returning back to their club side. But there's a certain fan base that their players returned back since last week. They returned back to their club side since last week. And believe me when I say that their return has not really gone down well with a lot of people. A lot of rival fan base, a lot of ex-players, footballers, even footballers now pundits. It hasn't really gone down well with them. Some of them feel that maybe Mikel Arteta, they intentionally call them back and they're just using injuries as an excuse when they are not actually injured. And there are those who think indeed, these players are injured, more not to reason them. But anyways, if there is one man, in fact, two men have they've spoken reaction to the withdrawals of Arsenal player. I'm going to take their reactions and then we'll hear from you if you think indeed they are making sense. Now, Rio Ferdinand believes that Mikel Arteta has told his Arsenal players to withdraw from international duty, similar to what Sir Alex Ferguson used to do at Manchester United. Of course, we know what happened. The Gunners have had 11 players pull out of the international action during the match break and make an early return to London. Now, in the words of Mikel Arteta, not Mikel Arteta, no, in the words of Rio Ferdinand, he says, they'll all be available for selection at the weekend by maybe 1 or 2. It's definitely the manager who said, listen, this is the first win that we could get in terms of the Premier League. We have to be ready, guys. I need your energy. I've heard this speech from Sir Alex Ferguson, so I understand it. Listen, the guys' priorities, they've just gone Arsenal. We need to win the league. So if there's one thing, wait, Ferdinand talk now, Adam, is that I've heard this speech before. Thank God he played on Sir Alex Ferguson. So the talk say, Sir Alex Ferguson don't do this thing before. So he would not.
They know what's up.
So he knows what's up. He would not be surprised if indeed, Mikel Arteta reached out to Arsenal players and told them, we have to win the Premier League. We have priorities ahead of us. We have Sporting CP by next week. We have the Premier League to win. We are still in the Champions League as well. And of course, in the FA Cup. So I understand this and I understand the priority of the players. And of course, he went on to say that he knows that these players, most of them will be available for selection in the Premier League. He says maybe only 1 or 2 of them no go play, but the majority of them who pulled out from the international break would be available for selection this weekend. Now, he said that one, and people made opinions about Rio Ferdinand's statement, but I think the one that people really reacted to, is the statement made by Gabi Abolahon. I call him Gabriel Bo. Anyways,
Gabi is Gabriel.
Yeah, he has come out and of course he has made a suggestion. Now, in case you're not aware, Gabi Abolahon has suggested that certain Arsenal players should face bans after 11 of them withdrew from international duty this month. Now, the former Aston Villa forward, who is now a pundit, has urged the Premier League to consider sanctions for players who opt out of national team duties to benefit their club. Now, in the words of Gabi Abolahon, I could just run them through, making know where they come from. He says, if I was part of the Premier League and I was making a decision, I would bring in a new rule. You miss the next Premier League game available if you pull out of international duty. And then he went on to say, I tell you something, players will stop pulling out. Players, playing for your country is an honor. If I'm Harry Kane, I'm speaking about this and saying, come on guys, let's not go back to what we are doing 4 or 5 years ago, where players are pulling out non-stop. I get it. Arteta is doing everything possible to win these trophies. Their next game after the international break is the FA Cup against Southampton. I'm just not keen on players pulling out of international duty. It's an honor to play for your country. It doesn't sit right with me. Now, Adam, in simple layman's terms, is saying people should speak out about this. Now, the fact that it's happened 4 or 5 years ago does not mean it should continue to happen. The fact that people are saying Sir Alex Ferguson did it during his time does not mean it should be allowed. Does not mean it should be encouraged. Does not mean managers should continue doing it. And so, to stop players from pulling out of international breaks, he is suggesting, Gabriel Bolahon, that if he were in a position to make rules or to make changes, he would suggest that these players that pull out of international break, particularly as it concerns Arsenal, they would not play the next Premier League game. And so I look at Arsenal's game this season in the Premier League. Their next game is against Bournemouth. We're not talking about their FA Cup game against Southampton. We're talking about their Premier League game on the 11th of April against Bournemouth. And so Gabriel Bolahon is saying that because you guys pulled out and we don't even know if you guys were being crafty, if indeed you're injured or you're being crafty because you want to win the Premier League. And so his suggestion is that because they pulled out, they should not play the next Premier League game in the Premier League. And for Arsenal, it's going to be that game against Southampton. Adam Abasuleiman, this is where we open the phone lines
not going to happen.
And take your reaction to that.
That's obviously not going to happen. All of that, first of all, Arsenal fans, relax. If they are good to go, they will play against Bournemouth. Nobody is making any rules just yet. That's number one. Number two, Gabi and Rio Ferdinand said they seem to have one line in common that I like. We know it used to happen.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it should continue happening.
Why?
It doesn't mean it should continue happening. What do you mean by why? It doesn't mean it should continue happening. Players should not
answer the
pull out
question.
from international tournament. But he just told you because yes, it's an international tournament. It's a friendly window. You're playing for your nation. You should pay priority at that point in time to play for your nation. Now, why did they talk? Because the more players pull out from international tournaments or friendly windows, you're watering down the essence of that window. Now, what do they do?
Next time, FIFA should do better. FIFA should understand.
What will FIFA do?
See, that was a joke, by the way. Let me get to the crux.
You're watering down the essence of the window. But go on.
The essence of the window for nations like England is a friendly. The games don't count for anything.
So you might as well don't play it. They might as well scrap it. If we go by what you talk, I made it scrap them now.
Because at the end of the day,
what happens to the managers appointed to the national team coaches?
Okay, so let me. That's
so what do you mean by?
Let me get to the point. Rio Ferdinand confessed something. I like the fact that I didn't lie. When they were playing under Sir Alex, they know the scope. And he did not confess to it not being a thing. Gabi has also inclined in the same direction to say we know these things. As per we know, say we say when we play ball, it dey happen. All of this whole it should not. You have not provided me with a why. Why it should not be happening. All I have read is it is an honor to represent the national team. You look at this player.
Is that not reason enough?
We would be there at the World Cup. We've qualified for the World Cup. At this point in time, something called a priority list. To be very, very honest. So, again, in Arsenal and also in the players' defense, at least I can speak for the players in the English camp. Thomas Tuchel came out to speak before the Japan game and he said I understand it. He said it's a disappointment, but it's understandable. Which it shows that the man as well himself understands what's going on. Now, understanding boyfriend, put it that way. All I'm saying is, for Thomas Tuchel as well, as a matter of fact, even Harry Kane, who indeed showed up for only the second game, I don't think he played in the second game yesterday. I know there was something about the precaution and everything like that, so that one, of course, So Harry Kane showed up for one game. He didn't show up for the first game at all. Showed up for the second game and still didn't play at all. So, I'm saying, in the case of all of these guys, it's not only... It's a thing. Everybody just needs to cool down a little bit when it comes to some of these conversations. I think I would now go from the very beginning. Something that I said, has been a line since the season started. When we talked about, I said something at the beginning of the season, when everybody started with the whole Arsenal are set piece FC and everything. I said, one thing that is clear this season is Arsenal are finding the limits of the rules and they are exploiting it like crazy. That's just the one thing that I have seen. Arsenal are getting to the extreme limits of the rules, and they are exploiting it. Once upon a time, I remember City had a situation where they put like 4 or 5 players as well before they joined the national window, and those ones didn't even travel at all. They just no show up. They just didn't go to the win. They just didn't go to the national team at all. I've seen City send medical accessors after Haaland to the national team. So again, Arsenal have now stretched beyond that into, but then again, they have not broken any rules. You are just angry because they are doing it, but it is absolutely legal. All the cry, okay, I don't want to, that sounds like a harsh word. All the complaints, all the nagging, and all of that, you are just doing it for your own ears. You are not doing it to pacify anybody. It's not going to change the fact that it is legal. They have not broken any rules, and Arsenal at this point in time have a crux of their players back with them, and they are all healthy, and they've gotten a way to skirt the international window in terms of player preservation. So if they are looking for a way to curb situations like this, it is for the FA or maybe the Premier League body to come out and say this is going to be a way we are going to clamp down on it.
Obviously, and that's
until that happens.
That's the suggestion he's making.
Until that happens,
I don't know whether you hear the part where I talk say if I was part of the Premier League and I was making a decision.
Also,
because
I think it goes back to the same thing.
That means you understand that indeed Arsenal were being crafty.
Oh no, obviously that one is not. That one it's not a secret. It was not a secret that Arsenal were being crafty with how they coded their players.
So say it don't happen, but obviously this notion of it has happened before. So why are you saying it in our time? You're jealous or something? I don't think I buy that idea. That it has happened before, and someone is speaking out now and saying this should stop. Doesn't automatically mean the person is jealous.
I'm not.
It's a change they are calling
honestly,
for.
I think so. Honestly, I think so. Honestly, I do think so. One way or the other across the entire season, there's been one suggestion or one complaint, primarily because Arsenal found the limit of the rule.
I think that
it started with set plays.
I think that is also,
it went to the style of play. It went to how much time wasting goes into the game. Or all of a sudden I'm seeing stats about how Arsenal takes so much time to restart the game. Why were all of these things not brought up when other teams were doing it?
I think it's also because they are going overboard with their actions.
Says who?
If it was 1 or 2 persons that withdrew from the international break, I don't think we'll be having this conversation.
City pulled 4.
It was about the fact they had 5, 6, 7 players.
City once pulled 4.
4 is not 6, 4 is not 5, 4 is not 8, 4 is not 7. We're looking at a chunk number of Arsenal players pulling out. So my point is, if Gabi is saying it has happened before, we know, but it doesn't mean it should continue. I think he's just trying to address the problem. Because he says playing for your country is an honor. In fact, he says if I'm Harry Kane, I'm going to come out and speak about this.
Harry Kane didn't play this international break at all. So if I'm Harry Kane did not play at all this international break. Talk another one. Harry Kane did not play throughout this international break. So
the whole idea of banning Arsenal players, stopping them from playing the next domestic game,
except there comes a clampdown where everybody sees, oh, okay, it looks like all of you are overdoing it and everything. Except that comes into fruition. In the case where,
but as of right now, these players all become fit.
These players probably play against Southampton. Bournemouth is too far. Southampton is this weekend. It's in 3 days. These players will probably play against Southampton.
This is. I don't know, man. But anyways, I think it's obvious that because the way people they react to him, Ferdinand don't react, Gabi Abolaham don't react to it as well. The withdrawal from from Arsenal players, they think it's not really an injury crisis. I think it's just Arsenal being crafty about the whole situation, being crafty, with the way they want to really go on to win the Premier League. And so he has made a suggestion. He says Arsenal players should be banned. It says certain Arsenal players should face bans, and in fact they should not play their next domestic fixture. They should not be allowed to play their next If since you're saying you picked up a knock, Abi, since you talk say you had an injury when you
as them come check me talk say I don't fit to play.
Now until they talk like we'll give you 1 more week to rest, 1 more week to rest.
As accessors don't check me talk say, oh, I'm good enough to play. Because before that Bournemouth game, by the way, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this. I don't know if you know this, but before that Bournemouth game, which is the next game.
I think the essence of waiting at ball hand suggests we say by the time clubs realize that there is a ban in effect, that you're going to miss the first domestic game of your team because you pulled out of international break, you manufactured an injury or found a way to fake an injury, and you know that there is a ban to not play the next domestic game for your club. Waiting Arsenal don't do, other clubs would not do it. If that stuff is put in place, the next international window we will get, whether than next season or any other season, players or clubs will not do it because they know that there is a ban in effect if you go the crafty route. Because we're looking at how to, because next season, if you don't be Arsenal, if you be Man U, the challenge for Premier League, international break, yes, players will pull out. Boys. Next one, Chelsea. Players it's why
I like the fact that
there needs to be honor for
it's why I like the fact that both of them confessed and said it's a thing that even for
and they are calling for it to be stopped.
Why now?
Why now? Because it is too obvious. 10 players pulled out.
So obvious. So it was not obvious before.
Let's open the phone lines. I don't really do, but let's open the phone lines on here. So 09044,889, 09041,889. On WhatsApp is 09044,008. And I react to Gabi Abolahon's suggestion, about certain Arsenal players facing bans. If I say that some of these Arsenal players should not be allowed to play their next domestic fixture since they are going the crafty route to win the Premier League. Since they are claiming that they picked up knocks during the international, we might as well sit out one game and then come back when you're fully fit. So the reaction to that.
If we are going by just local game, if we are going by just
domestic,
league games,
yeah.
It also kind of defeats the purpose.
How does it defeat the
Arsenal
purpose?
play 2 games before they play Bournemouth.
No, one. Okay, yeah. Bournemouth.
Southampton. Then they play Southampton.
But we got priority for Arsenal right now at the Premier League.
So that you see, if you specifically go for that, that is just you showing that your agenda is to find a way to halt them from winning the Premier League. Because why is the ban only affecting only their league games?
It's not only Arsenal. This is a future. This is something he wants to be put into effect. It's not just about Arsenal this season. It's about what could be next season. Now, the reason why Arsenal do this now because it was not addressed during Sir Alex Ferguson's time. Now, why? It wasn't addressed. If it was addressed during the era of Sir Alex Ferguson, Arsenal not go do one. So if you address it now, it would not repeat itself next season. You're not going to repeat itself next 2 seasons. If we just close eyes and say let them pull out, the next international window, even at Chelsea, they vie for Premier League title, they go pull out as well. So something needs to be done. Something needs to be done.
If those players were in crunch games, Victor did not pull out. Why do you think that is?
Gyökeres.
Did he not play?
I beg you.
If those, I'm serious. I'm genuinely serious now. If those international fixtures, were crunch games, a World Cup qualifier, a Nations League game, a Euro qualifier, those players will play.
We don't know. They
would play. Why Victor not come out?
More open phone lines. Victor no.
Not friendly now. What's it did here?
More open phone lines. Hello. Oh my God. Call us back, please. Hello.
If it's a proper game, they would not. Hello.
Iba, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Iba, good afternoon.
Yeah, I can hear you. Good afternoon. Welcome.
Iba, waiting Arsenal players. You know what we know the right. Look, we talk out.
I'm telling you, we're going to change post. Go on.
Yeah, no matter what, I didn't law for this law for them. If they do anything wrong, no could talk out, no could. If my any other club do this thing now, I don't know let them be here work for that place. I don't know whoever play anything with this what we have now. Now I don't know with that.
Wow.
If you see something talk there, if you check your mind with now that will stick it in go there, you turn outside there. So when they do good,
I don't hear.
Tomorrow now, there's another thing now. That's why that people get it, that's why you talk out.
Did Calafiori stay back to play?
Okay. All right, thank you.
Did Calafiori not play 120 minutes for them yesterday?
Address the talking point. Address the talking point. No, I'm not talking about you. Address the talking point. Adam has given his opinion. I have given mine. Let's hear from you. Disregard. If you want to disagree with Adam, disagree with him, but make your point. All right? I don't want to be good.
I don't talk. See, I would always talk. If those games were serious games, those players would sleep. It's sure.
We can never tell. Yeah, we can never tell. Hello. Welcome.
Adam,
Welcome.
Now you go talk to me.
If I see Calafiori, no come back because they get important match to play.
Your parents will go back. They don't matter to play.
Okay.
You expect these boys now. Now the player will be bad.
So two players out of an entire squad. 2 players out of an entire squad. Stay back.
The England coach compacted Saka as the player. Then the England coach will say they made them go.
Now why Agbolo won't talk say make them no play that game against Bournemouth? Now why you talk and make them no play am? Shebi na take injury no play am.
If I see, all of on where they get agenda, we have to do. So they go win this league. You know go walk. You know go don't make the player that person get send to that get injury. So that can do. When I come they laugh.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Jaffe. This is not an agenda situation. You go call. Either you stand for Gabi Agbola's suggestion or not. This is not whether someone is speaking from a place of jealousy or envy. This is what we have. Something was not addressed during the era of Sir Alex Ferguson. We have seen it before our eyes repeat itself. And he said we need to address this because it will happen again. It will happen. And what's his advice? Players who pull out of international break, especially when you know these guys were fit, they played the club football, all of a sudden they come pull out. It says there should be a ban on those players. Maybe they ban those players from playing the next domestic game for their club. It should be an honor for you to represent your national team side. Imagine say they play more no reason this. So I don't know where you stand, but Adam says Adam has said what he has said.
I have said a lot.
Yeah, I said a lot. I don't even know
if those matches were
hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah, my name is Samuel. Adam, I want to say Naman you be because this is an agenda against us.
Okay.
How can you tell me that a team has 2 matches to play before the Premier League and you are targeting the Premier League? Are they not supposed to miss the next match? If at all they want to bring up any policy that the player needs to miss the next match.
It defeats the purpose if you are waiting for the Premier League game. No?
Friendly where they go play, then Madueke get injury. Why didn't they talk about Madueke that had injury in a friendly? Is that not one of our players? So it's just an agenda against Arsenal. That's what I would just say. And Adam, you are spot on.
Okay, all right, thank you so much. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Eva. Good afternoon.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank you. My name is Rafael. Adam, I greet you especially.
Welcome.
Greet you too.
Eva, I just ask one simple question. The process for a player to release from the national team, is it the club that authorizes it or the team or the national team that allows the player to leave camp after they have made proper consultations?
I explained something on Sunday. Don't get it twisted. I explained something. So I had this conversation on Sunday, but not in this angle. Now that Agbonlaro has come out to say, there should be a straight, that one is excessive. That one is just excessive. Let me just.
I think he's asking about who allows the player leave camp.
So that's what I'm saying.
Sometimes there is.
I'll tell you
club liars with the national team. They happen. Sometimes club liars with national team. They find a way to come to a conclusion. It happen now. So
you not fit send player from what club
without liaising with the national team.
Your national team. Your national team doctors already have a report from the club side doctors about that player before they show up. When they get there, they are reassessed. Now, second opinion. They are reassessed. Now, even with the whole assessment and reassessment thing, I'm not saying that all of a sudden.
Also, there's no an injury, but they just say, let's come to an understanding. Let's make this look like it's an understanding.
I don't peddle in that water primarily because I not get evidence to say directly. Oh, they are sending reports to say. But the closest I think I can come to something like that was when Haaland, I think was like his first season or second season with City. City sent somebody from their own medical team, traveled with Haaland to the Norwegian camp for the international break stretch. You get me? So they were so keen on keeping an eye on the player that they did that. Now I don't remember the entire debacle of how it went down and everything. But the point I'm trying to make is these clubs protect their players as much as they can. Arsenal doing it to the expansion of the world is just what I think is making it.
Obviously, that is
a blowout for everybody. Gabi now coming out
again. Too much. Even was
that's
one
what I'm
or
saying.
two.
That's what I'm saying. There are two things. You see, you don't get to dictate that. If now one or two,
let's pay some
don't get to dictate if now one or two players or anything.
You know what?
They have chosen to pull out the 1 million players that they have out
Hence
there.
the suggestion he's making. I don't think it's
No.
a bad suggestion. Honestly,
No.
I don't think.
It
It needs to be addressed.
It is a bad
It
one.
needs to be addressed, whether not now or tomorrow. But let's pay some bills on the show. Keep your thoughts on WhatsApp comment 090-44,008. When we come back, we'll take more real. If indeed you think Gabi Abolahon is making the right suggestion, he's suggesting that certain Arsenal players should face bans. In fact, they should not be allowed to play their next domestic league game because these players pulled out from the international break. Says it's an honor to play for your nation, and since you're saying you had a knock, might as well sit out the first domestic game, for your club, because it's obvious, this is not just about injury crisis. It's something more. It's crafty caution. It's trying to preserve your players, not be injured anymore. They're just trying to preserve our players, and they're doing it by pulling these players out of international break. And he's saying to cope this problem, let them be sanctioned, let them face bans, let them not play their game against Bournemouth when they return back to the Premier League. Zero 41,889 or WhatsApp is 090-44,889. They're still making their cases behind the MIC, but let's hear from you. Make your own case.
Drama is an Arsenal fan, right?
He's just a defender up and down, but it's fine. It won't stop me. Hello.
Hello.
I didn't hear you. Welcome. Why they call me like that now? I don't know.
I greet you now.
Welcome. How you doing?
Greet you too.
This is the voice of Octopus Patrick.
Octopus Patrick, let your voice.
I will drag you. See, the Agolao area, I'm not going to blame Agolao. He has never won a League Cup. Talk of winning a Premier League. So I know the angle is coming from. He played for Aston Villa. He is never one of the best players in Aston Villa. So I know his angle. So that jealous way, they jealous. They continue the jealous.
Arsenal fans must not look at everything from jealousy. It must not be. When I don't look at listen, they are attacking a team. Go on, I hear you.
Coco play for Sweden now.
Yeah, Sweden, yes.
Martinelli play for Brazil now. California play for Italy now. So must we release all our players to go and get injured? I go drag you over.
Okay. All right. Wow. Thank you. My own be say everything must not be an agenda against Arsenal. It must not be jealousy. It must not be envy. Look at the facts of the case. It says you're watering down the essence of the window. It's an honor playing for your team. He understands what they are trying to do, but it doesn't make sense. They don't do it before, but it doesn't make it right. That's what we are addressing. It doesn't make it right. Say it don't happen before. Say Falcons not done before. It doesn't make it right. Because I don't talk. The reason why Arsenal fans are defending this now because say it favor Arsenal. Next season, if not Chelsea won't do them, we will come back to this table and say, Chelsea fans put their players. Is it right? Man, you go do it. We go. So it needs to be addressed now, and I don't think his suggestion is wrong. It needs to be addressed now. Like I said, because now you withdraw the players now.
The one flaw in the suggestion
is what?
Is the fact that you are saying they must miss the league game. Before we reach league.
Okay, let us start with Champions League. Hello.
English FA.
Eva, you my special, but you don't do it. Eva, you cannot play for England. I need answer. Madueke player injured, they return it back. Why can't you just keep Madueke in the England squad after he has injury? You see, when things not favor person, not favor the that. If you favor you, you clap. If you don't favor you, you cry. You understand?
Even Maguire pulled out. Now I remember.
Arsenal will win the league, and they don't want Arsenal to win. Because if not, Asaka should go and play friendly match. Declare should go and play friendly match. When will they pursue Premier League?
So Man City no dey pursue Premier League. Now wetin you talk? Man City no dey pursue Premier League.
Agenda.
So Man City no dey Premier League. Which one be say? Haaland played. You know play.
Now one match he played now.
But he played now.
Of the two, he did not show. Let me start by saying Haaland did not show up to the camp until the second game. He didn't. The same way Harry Kane did not show up for the first game at all. It's the same way Haaland did not show up for the first game. Maguire shows up for the first game. Also with the way Saka rise and Saka and Madueke left. Yeah. Now that same pressure, that same release. Maguire take commot English national team squad. Like I said,
I'm not going to make any other. Genuinely, let's open the phone lines.
Genuinely, I would say a few things. And you said something about some of these things sound like they should not look at it from a point of agenda.
It must not be agenda.
Genuinely,
just about it.
Why I think it is because a lot of these things have been happening beforehand. All of a sudden, everything needs it. All of a sudden, I am reading rules about.
It doesn't make it right.
Wait, let me finish. Set piece existed before Arsenal wanted to leave the league.
Why are you taking
time wasting existed before Arsenal wanted to leave the league. Shorter times of restarts existed before Arsenal wanted to take the league. Long throws existed before Arsenal wanted to win the league. Set plays, players crafting their ways out of. Ferdinand confessed and said these things. All of these things existed before this season. These players have had microphones in their faces before this season. Why now?
I'm not reacting to that.
Because no answer there.
No, because
you know I'm right.
I want to open the phone. I don't know. It's not about you being right or wrong. More hear from more people. Hello. Can you talk to me? Hello.
Hello, welcome.
You're not ready for us. Call us when you're ready. Call us back as well. 090-44,889-090.
All of a sudden, all the issues need a readdress.
He talk saying he'll give you in daughter.
Me? Daughter.
I don't want to leave you. He said you make a good husband. I don't want to leave you. Hello.
Hello.
I don't hear you.
Good evening.
Yeah. Good evening. What's your name?
Adam. Good evening.
Welcome. How are you doing?
This is Thomas calling the
Thomas, welcome.
River.
So una don't like me again now. I can't go.
Wait.
I don't hear you. I keep quiet.
your matter be like pikin wey dem cash.
So what's happening?
Na say you matter be like pikin wey dem cash. Say you do this thing. They say no, I no do am. You do this thing. I no do am. They come sit am down, come analyze the matter. When they hear say they analyze the matter, they say so they don't get me. Come ask am say.
Thomas, go straight to the point. So we can move on.
Where is the baseline? I want.
You know if you talk anything, you know they look up, you know they look down, just they look. You do this thing, they don't know say.
Oh, Thomas, no, we need to get to other calls. We need to hit it, so we can hear you.
Hello. Welcome. How are you doing? Welcome. How are you doing? What's your name? Sorry. Okay, Balogun. Let's go. Wọ́n ṣe kí ni? Go on.
So all those ones, okay, I just say this way, the way that we talk now, you're not supposed to be happy. You are selling. But you now, if you go to start on top of Arsenal now, or because I don't understand. Why you say if Arsenal don't do anything now, all of a sudden, they just want any person, they just come out asking about Arsenal. Why they do this, why they do that. What of people say those things now, they don't say that. Those things now, in terms of fact, all those 11 players now, they just think this. Arsenal don't need this to you. What is that they will talk? They will talk to Arsenal, the youth injuries, DSP. You understand? This is what you make sense. If you want to get anything, you have to use what you have, what you get to make that thing what you do for you. You understand?
Okay.
So after they will get their players, because the training of life is not valuable. You understand? It's not valuable. Those people where they like better regulation for a club and to play. Because they need to that one. Now guarantee to work up. Now that one. This earning are good at the play now. It's not the goal is not hard. The point is not hard for anything. So why your energy to play?
You know, most of you are not even addressing waiting Gabi Agbola on talk. You're not saying whether you want a law like that to be put in place or whether you don't want it. Now as they run around, you need to talk whether you think there's a law like that should exist or not. Because it's saying it's a suggestion. If I were in the Premier League,
know it will not exist
this is what I should do. Now, what did they suggest?
And even if they put a clampdown on this, people will just find a way around it. Laws are not
Hello?
complicated. That's just the honest truth. Hello.
Viva.
Yeah, welcome. What's your name?
Welcome.
Welcome. What's your name?
What's your name?
Kosogbotole da, this is Baba D from Badada.
Welcome.
Kosogbotole da, Kosiwa Tolewu. What that Gabi Agbola is talking about is trash.
Okay.
When he was in Aston Villa, that he played all his life, he shone, he did everything. That they were calling him to come and play for Nigeria national team. Did he not choose English national team ahead of
That's not the point.
Did he play for England at the end of it?
That's not the point.
No,
that's not the point.
Okay, so the point is that what he's saying is trash. Go on.
I know, but you going after his nationality and where he appeared or he did not appear.
No,
that's a different conversation entirely.
Biva that is saying that they take clubs to use in more important more than. Did they not report at the camp, at the national youth camp?
See, I'll tell you for
I'm gonna take the first line of your statement, which is that Gabi Agbola waiting to talk now trash, and I think for me that's the answer where I want.
I'll tell you.
Either you think what he's saying is trash or you think it's fact. Because he has said what he has said. It's either you agree with him or disagree. Like I talk, everything is not an agenda against Arsenal. Maybe Arsenal fans should learn that. Not be everything. It's about what thing they happen. If it don't happen this season, and if it's not controlled, it will happen next season. If they not control them, it will happen next 2 seasons. And when it will happen, maybe now you go there at the now you go be the victim. Maybe now you the second, now you the third. And you're like, oh, why the team with the number 1 they pull out? Why they allowing the players to leave? So it's about addressing it now. Yes, both of them they've agreed that it happened during the time of Sir Alex Ferguson, but they want it to be addressed now. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Eva. My name is Raphael. So, for me, I don't agree with Agbala's suggestion because for me, it doesn't make any sense. For starters, these players wanted to come, like one of the callers has said. They reported to come. Now, if they agree with the clubs that okay, these players can be sent back if the national team feels they can do without them for this particular friendly.
Okay.
You know, I don't think that there's really a problem with that. As long as first of all the players report to camp, and if they're not released for whatever reason, that's an agreement between the national team and the club side. So I don't think that anybody can be penalized for such an arrangement. That's number one. Number two, let me just digest it for 1 second. Please pardon me. For me, I think it's just an unnecessary agenda against Arsenal.
Okay.
No matter how, like Adam said, this season alone, some players have pulled out from national team duties. If you ask a club like Barcelona how they feel right now about Arsenal, they'll tell you they don't understand why he even had to go for that unnecessary friendly.
Yeah.
You think that now if you have for fighting, who suffers it? It's the club. It's the club that suffers it. You know. So I think, and then if you look at it too, if you take the number of games that these national players have played, I think they have played more games than virtually most other persons in the national team. So, and then they've also given reasons why some of them were put like Saka and Declan Rice. They said they were precautionary reasons. Some didn't even leave the club at all. Like Gabriel Magalhaes and Saliba, they didn't even leave.
Okay.
He was already injured.
All right.
You know, so other players are okay.
I'm not.
What's his name? Madeke that left, that went and played and got injured. What happened to him? Odega has been out injured for how many months? So when you look at it effectively, you find that those who are actually put out are not more than 4 or 5.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Before now. So why make you look at it? The whole world is going to crash because this player did not play in this in that service. Someone that still played. So what's the big deal about it?
All right. Thank you so much for calling. Hello.
Welcome.
Eva. Yeah, good afternoon, Eva.
Yes, you're welcome.
Adam, I agree to you.
Yeah, but go on.
We'll listen on the line.
Hussein?
Why is it that Arsenal fans and Arsenal, they just want to carry that Premier League without them suffering for it to give them? And you understand?
Which one we say they don't suffer? They don't.
They just won't do why you can't win the Premier League. Now so much they do and where they win. Now so that thing when you just Liverpool match they win and that's what they do. Why Victor Joker no from the now because he knows
go on.
Now because he knows that game where Sweden has maybe an important one. And assuming Joker is pulled up, maybe they were not going to qualify because he was the one that scored the winning goal. And all of them understand. So the thing just annoy me. The thing that annoy me honestly. Maybe not so much they do away in the winter. Okay. You understand? If you say all those players now maybe their position in their respective national team is not guaranteed and the World Cup is at the corner. None of them will have pulled out. So assuming Arsenal are not fighting for that Premier League, maybe Arsenal are just fighting for like top 4. So all of them will see there. You understand? Why not Arsenal Premier League? They made them win the way other people do the win.
Okay.
Okay.
You see,
all right.
You see, that this kind of doubles back to the thing that I've been saying. All of a sudden, they say made them win out, how everybody else they win out. I don't understand what that means. Before we even open the phone lines at all, I pointed out other situations where even City themselves put players out of camps. Again, it sounds like okay, fine. Yes, I defend Arsenal a lot because again, I don't think they've broken any rules, which they haven't actually. If they break rule, I will talk to them break rule. If they mess up, I would say they messed up. But so far so good this season. All that comes out of it is just that's just it.
They've been petty and crafty.
Define it however you like. But the one thing you will not say is that they broke a rule.
But they've not broken a rule. They are finding a way.
That's the point. All of them. See.
More pick 1 or 2 calls and we'll call it a wrap. Hello.
Hello.
Eva.
Yeah, welcome. What's your name? Welcome.
Yeah, I'm good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, my name is Patrick.
Patrick?
Abraham Nama, you do. They get only one song when I go sing for all these Arsenal haters. As he defeat us, he defeat them. As he defeat
us. You don't say that they react to what they talk.
I did say we didn't like, we didn't talk.
So rule or not? So rule or not?
Is it better with the talk? You know address them now. You don't say
so rule or not?
Okay. Uchi from Germany say I pray that Arsenal will win this league because of bad people. If a player decides to play for his country and decides to play for the club and is paying the salary, it doesn't concern anybody. Is there anything Arsenal did must be a conversation? Either win, draw, or lose. But was if Arsenal lose the Premiership today, this sample will come out and call them off negative names. Kudos to
Arteta. It's a case of these players are deciding not to play for their countries. These players have all been there. They know what it is to wear. But like I said, you look at all of them. It was very convenient for all of them that their nations were playing friendlies. To just be like, there is no point. And it's not like they are newcomers in the national team. They are not newcomers in the national team.
Okay.
Those will get something to fight for. We don't say, hey, they need something for there. Why they don't come back?
Okay, Marvin says the people are just too wicked. When Arsenal failed to win the league back to back, they named them butlers. Not that Arsenal has found a way around it all. The haters are looking for loopholes to make the whole. This is not.
I feel like Mikel just
jealousy, envy narrative. I think is overflowed. When they address issue, look beyond the agenda and just address it and say, indeed, Gabi Agbolahan is making sense, or no, not trash where you talk, because you don't think such a rule would ever exist. Like Adam has said, it doesn't think that rule would ever exist. One last call on the show. Hello.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Welcome.
Okay, Chief, I'm calling from Ilopeju.
You're welcome. Your last caller.
I believe that it is a wise decision by Arsenal players, and that you can't be beaten twice. I remember that it was a mid-legs friendly between Senegal and Brazil that Gabriel Mangalas got injured, that he was away for some time. And just
that
like the last edition said, those friendly matches were needless. So those that their team, their countries were going for qualifiers, stayed behind. The Ukraine played for Sweden last night. But for countries like Brazil and others that fancy that we are playing friendly matches, those ones are not needed. The French defender is the sure banker for the 22-man squad. The same thing with Mangalas for Brazil, and most of them that keep it going.
So Chidi, let me interrupt you. I understand where you're going. I understand your point. But based on what Gabi has said, saying, the rule about, they should be suspended for a game after returning.
That's all they come again. I couldn't get you.
Okay, so Gabi Agbolahan said they should be banned for a game for pulling out unnecessarily out of their national teams.
Well, that is his own opinion, but I think there is a very good understanding between the countries and the team. Igbo man is saying, what they are pursuing is bigger now. World Cup is June, and those guys too would like to even get the Premiership, possible Champions League.
Okay.
Before any other thing. So World Cup, and likely is only one country that win World Cup.
Of course.
And these players are from different countries. So it's one after the other.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. Appreciate you. So just to wrap it up as we go home, Arsenal have done what they did already. Gabi has said what he said, which I don't agree with. Find a way to clamp down on it. I think I will welcome the idea. But to straight up say, a ban, that's unnecessary. That's just ridiculous if you ask me. But just to close it all out as well, I think the one thing that they also did was that, that is obvious in what Arsenal's intents were players that they know that they need minutes or they have something to achieve with the international window. Kai has barely been getting minutes with the Arsenal team since his injury. He's been in and out of everywhere. He didn't leave the German team. Gabriel Martinelli as well looks like he's been second best to Trossard or to Iberi or Madueke, as a matter of fact, on the left hand side. He stayed back with the Brazilian national team for the 2 games. and God blessed him again. God butter him bread. Rafinha carry injury, so he see minutes play well. Ricardo has something to achieve with Italy. Unfortunately, he did not, but he stayed back. Victor has something to play as well for with the Swedish national team. He did not leave. Ben White said now second choice for Arsenal now. He didn't leave the English camp. Christian Nogar as well. So
well, I hope by the end of the season, Adam, they will bring Higot for you. We are leaving the studio. We are leaving.
Please.
We're packing our loads out of the studio.
We got to skedaddle out of the studio.
All you Arsenal fans, I hope by the end of the season, there's going to be a Higot in front of Villa FM celebrating Adam.
Why?
You know.
At the end of the day, one day you will realize that I'm not Arsenal.
But when you stood behind Arsenal this season, someone said he's going to give you his daughter to marry him. Say, "I'm man where you be."
Just food is fine.
You're going to make a good husband.
Just food is okay.
Thank you for being a part of the show.
I hope my baby's not listening to this part.
Thank you for being a part of the show. All right, thank you for your comments and your calls as well. Appreciate all of them. 5 p.m. The popular rap will be here. Back to just music for a few seconds. Courtesy DJ Drummer Boy. Until tomorrow, gonna watch your Dial of Champions Sports Radio Brill FM.